So I'm going to a Lorcana 1K today, TJ's Games and Cafe and Games in Massachusetts, and wanted to show off the deck that I am playing. We were playing Steel Song Midrange, featuring a Whole New World and Sleepy's Flute. So the version I'm playing plays 3 shifting pairs, Stitch and Styx Rockstar, Cinderella, and Cinderella Stouthearted, and the Hercules combination. Hercules, at the tournament I went to a few weeks ago, I went to SGCon Hartford and played a few tournaments. Hercules was really, really, really good. So good. Really just shuts down the aggro decks, and Quest for 2 gives you another singer to sing your grab your swords in your Whole New Worlds with. Just really, really, really good. Ariel, of course. Gaston, I'm playing him over Binja because I figured that having consistency on my end was a bit more important. So being able to sing my Whole New Worlds and really leverage the power of my shifters by having my shifters down, singing a Whole New World with my Singer 5s, and then using my ink that turn to get some shift onto the board, some shifted Stitches or Hercules onto the board is more powerful than playing 1 or 2 Binjas to try and catch a couple items. The songs are pretty typical what you'll find. Let the storm rage on, grab your sword, strength of the raging fire. The one that is a little different is World's Greatest Criminal Mind. This card seemed like a good catch-all to me, kind of going into a relatively unknown meta, and against, it doesn't shine against some of the Ruby Amethyst cards that might be playing like Ursula, and I don't think also does not hit Beast on your turn, Sad Beast, which I tried to do, and got told that did not work, and I need to read the card. But, it's good against just random decks you might have trouble with, and at worst, it's inkable. And it adds another song, which I think is the most important feature for Sleepy's Flute. And you can play this with no target. So you can play it on your own creature, on your own character if you need to, like on Hercules. But if you just have, Gastons or nothing on your board and your opponent doesn't have anything, you can just play this into an empty board and then still sing. You can do that, don't let me tell you otherwise. And then the kind of random creatures I'm playing, Simba to protect my Cinderella when I sing, and then 3 Tinkerbell. I would cut from 4 to 3 because I'm not playing any Tinkerbell shifts. And I just found that I don't, having 2 Tinkerbells in my hand was always a little clunky, and I'd rather be executing my game plan of singing and kind of leveraging my shift. But, Tinkerbell does come in handy. So I'm going to give some updates throughout the day that you guys know how I'm doing. Put my face on it. I haven't showered yet, so look forward to that. So we're in the car between rounds. The drive over here took about an hour. I thought I was going to be late. Then it turns out I was 10 minutes early, and then the tournament organizers dropped the ball a little bit, so we didn't start until about 45 minutes after the tournament started. So I had plenty of time, and I didn't make an update when I got here, kind of talking about what I was expecting because of that, but that's okay. So we just played round 1. I got crushed by Steel Song, Flutes, the mirror match essentially. I played a more updated list, admittedly what I think is probably the better list. If you're expecting a lot of Steel Song, it played instead of playing all of the Stitch and the Stitch Rockstar package, and instead of playing I guess that might have been all that stuff, right? But instead of playing that package, it plays Prince Eric, which has 3 toughness and Challenger, which is super good against my deck. And it plays Robin Hood, again, pretty good against my deck. And it played Sad Beast, Beast Tragic Hero or Prince or whatever. And that card is also really good against my deck because I don't really have a good way to deal with it. I played okay. The matches did not... I lost in 2, and his basically what it boiled down to is all my things have 2 toughness, and when he's able to play his Let the Storm Rage On, which deals 2 damage to draw a card, when he's able to play Cinderella and some of his lower costed creatures sing that with Cinderella and Ariel, get rid of my Stitch or my Cinderella, draw a card, and then use open mana to play a threat like Beast, which I can't have a hard time dealing with anyway, I don't stand much of a chance. So that's okay. 0-1, and it's about 20-something players, so if I lose the next one, if I lose again, no, I'm going to head home, but we'll see what happens next round. Okay, round 2 just ended. Got to be quick because the round, it's almost over, and the timer's not working, but things are not looking good. Game 1, I played Ruby Amethyst, lost game 1 pretty spectacularly, and then game 2, my mulligan didn't look great, and I was able to get out some Sleepy Flutes and just kind of execute my game plan like I drew it up. And then game 3, I honestly got really lucky because just kind of the way the game played out, I really kind of had to go wide. Didn't have any Sleepy Flutes out, so I had to go wide and hope that I didn't be prepared. He discarded 1 off my first Whole New World. Then I drew a Sleepy Flute and was able to play it, and I was like a 10 or 11 or 12 with the Sleepy Flute. So like kind of sketchy, but he whiffed on Whole New World, on Be Prepareds, and I was just able to. I didn't have any shifted characters. I was just stitching them and Cinderella them down one at a time. So round 2 success, 1-1. On to round 3. Back in the car again, returning victorious. We played, this was round 3, and I won. I lost the first game again, coming back to win games 2 and 3. And we played against Ruby, Amber, Mufasa, and he didn't get to play Mufasa in any of the 3 games, which is rough when you don't play the card that your deck is, it's in the deck's name. Games 2 and 3, like they really weren't even close. I was able to, I'm not sure if that list plays Be Prepared or not, so I didn't really play around it, so maybe that was a mistake, but I was just able to shift out, Cinderella and Hercules early both games, and he just had no way to catch up because I got ahead in lore and that Sleepy Flute out, and it all went according to plan, except for the fact that it is snowing outside. I didn't know that was going to happen, but it is what it is. All right, round 4. So good news, bad news situation. Good news, it stopped snowing. And it's not sideways this time. Bad news is, lost my 4th round, went 2-2. Continued to maintain my 50% competitive Lorcana record. The matchup was against Ruby Amethyst, exactly what I wanted to play, exactly what I wanted to play. I probably could have played it better. Like both games I aerialed and bottomed 2 of my Sleepy Flutes on the aerials, which is not ideal. But I probably, oh man, my arm hurts, Jesus. Holding that is not a good idea. Both games I probably could have done better to kind of set myself up better for the long game. I ended up putting myself in the position where I was like game 3 I was playing from behind the whole time, so I was like at 6th lore when it finished or something. But game 2 I put myself in the position where we were kind of racing for lore, and he set up a really good turn where he was able to cast Be Prepared, and then I was stuck with Cinderellas and Stitches in my hand and just like casting one card a turn, and he was just answering he was 1-for-1 me with Lady Tremaine or Elsa, whatever, to tap my Cinderella down. So I put myself in a pretty bad position in terms of leveraging my strategy for a long game against that deck. But, that's all right. On to the next one. So it's probably the last time I'll play that deck before, End of the Inklands comes out, because that comes out in a couple weeks. And I don't have any more competitive tournaments I'm going to go to between now and then. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with it or if I'm going to switch decks up. We shall see. But I got a pack to rip. Constellation pack. Let's see, what do we got? I don't know what the best way to do this is. Maybe we're down here? Okay. Alright. Constellation pack. Alright. Let's do this together. Radigan. Gumbo Pot. The Queen. Chip. Balula. Beast. Yzma, it's hard to read backwards. Queen of Hearts, that card's cool. Robin Hood, I like this card. Chief Bogo. Ooh, Peter's Fan Shadow. This card was really good against me today. Like, really, really, really good against me. It won my opponent one of the games I played. Card is very good. And Donald Duck. Wow, what a pack. Donald Duck foil. So good for me. Well, at least that went well, and I'll add a recap to this at the end. All right. I just wanted to wrap up the video from yesterday. So I ended up 2-2, dropping in the 4th round. I probably could have played the 5th round and maybe had an outside shot of top 18, but you know, dropped, and I headed back an hour back to my home and hung out with a friend, and we got dinner and played some FIFA instead of, you know, playing a less exciting last round. So the deck was good. I liked it. I still like the deck. I think that if I was going to more major tournaments, I would get the Beast Sad Prince and play that version with Prince Eric and a little more, a few more 3 toughness creatures, and less focus all in on the shift strategy. So that's what I would do, but Into the Inklands comes out soon, and I think this will be the last occasion that I play this deck in person. I might play it Pixelborn a bit. But yeah, Into the Inklands comes out, and you know, with that comes the advent of more organized play, more formal organized play, which I'm really looking forward to. And I will see what the future holds for both the card game and my deck choice. But I really looking forward to Into the Inklands. I think locations will add a really cool element. I got a hair now. I think locations will add a really cool element to the game, and both slow it down in the sense that because one of my problems right now with Lorcana is the games are hard to catch up. Like if you get ahead on 15, 16, 17 lore, like it's really hard to kind of come back from that. If you're behind, there's no, like, stabilizing is really hard in Lorcana. Like in Magic, you know, if you're playing a control deck, you can counter spell, draw some cards, and stabilize. And you know, even if you have 2 or 3 life, you know, you're in a good spot. Kind of use your life as a resource. But in Lorcana, lore doesn't quite work that way yet. I think locations will add another element to make challenging and combat a little more profitable, and kind of slow the lore race down while also adding varied gameplay elements. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I think once the full set is spoiled, so I might do like a top 10 cards list. I'm not sure. But yeah, thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, all that, whatever, or don't, who cares? And good luck out there.